What's up guys, my name is Julie and this is The Curated Curvy. You've probably been here before and I want to share some things with you. So recently 2 estate sale listings came up and they both had crafting supplies, so I went ahead and I checked them out and I got quite the array of fabrics. Now most of these fabrics are in pretty small cuts. Some of them are in longer, larger cuts, whatever the case may be. We're gonna go through them and I'm gonna show you the loot. All right, so the first estate sale that I went because I believe, I don't know what on the listing I saw that made me go, but I know whatever it was when I got there, that thing was already gone, which is a bummer. And that is the thing with estate sales, is that you'll see something, it'll make you go in that direction, and then you get there and it's a bust. Oh, actually it wasn't gone, it was overpriced. So they had a vintage Husqvarna, however you pronounce that name, sewing machine, and I had already like set the price in my head that I was willing to pay for it, which was $35. I got there and it was $65, and so it was just a no for me. But I had to peruse around and I found in a box this gorgeous fabric. It feels like it's a home decor weight, and it has a like the company marking here. It says screen print design for kin mill pre-shrunk, so I'm pretty sure it's a home decor fabric. But I think that this would make just the most beautiful cotton dress. I believe I have about 3 yards here, and I think it's maybe like, I think it is 45 wide. I still know that I can squeeze out something. I'm thinking with like a more fitted top and a longer skirt, like fit and flare dress. That's my style. But I think this would make a really beautiful dress. Again, I picked up about 3 yards of this. That was all they had. You don't get to cut out your yardage at estate sales. And I paid $4 for this. At that same estate sale, there were some sewing patterns. So I went ahead and I grabbed this one. This was the only one that had a size accommodation for me, and I didn't think things through and that the pattern could be cut. I was hoping that because it is a quick sew, and usually people are pretty good about tracing these, that it wouldn't be cut. However, it is cut in the smallest size, or in a size small, not the smallest size, and so it definitely is not something that I'll be able to use. So unfortunately I will be donating this, but I mean, I thought this would be just like so cute. So that's a bummer. Also at this estate sale, I don't have it on me right now, but I picked up a ruler, a pair of shears, and a rotary cutter. The rotary cutter was $4, the shears were like $2, and no, the shears were $6 and the ruler was $1. So that was all that I got from that first estate sale. Now the next estate sale that I went to, they also had a vintage sewing machine in the listing, and they had a couple of boats of what looked to be like a vintage floral print, kind of like Laura Ashley vibes fabric. And so I was really hoping that I would get there in time for that. However, I got to that estate sale the last day, the last 2 hours of the sale, and all of those things were gone. They did still have a few bins of fabric, and the fabric was going for 50 cents a piece, and so I went ahead and rifled through the bins, and that is where most of this comes from. So I'm just gonna jump in and show you what I got. The first one is this one. This feels like it is a rayon fabric. It's about 2 yards here. Has a nice drape, but it also has a little bit of body. I'm thinking this will make a really lovely skirt. One of my favorite designers, Lena Hoschek, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, recently came out with her trunk show collection on Nordstrom, and she had a floral printed skirt paired with a ditzy floral printed top, and I really want to recreate that look, and I feel like this fabric could give me something similar to that look. The next one is this candy stripe cotton. The stripes are slightly textured. This reminds me of Christmas. The woman who owned all of this stuff, you can tell that she did her own home furnishing, so there were a lot of pillows and drapery, a lot of patterns for drapery that were cut through and used, and it was really inspiring and really beautiful. And I know that some of her fabrics were for that in particular, or I'm assuming, excuse me, that some of her fabrics were for that. So this, again, it reminds me of like a home deck fabric, and I'm thinking Christmas. Usually around the holiday time, I like to make like a special table runner for my table, as well as some placemats and some throw pillows, and I'm thinking that I'll use this fabric to make maybe 2 throw pillows and a table runner. I have a fairly small table, so I think I can squeeze all of those things out of this. This is about 2 yards, and this actually, when I paid for all of these fabrics, round out being 33 cents a piece, which is insane. This next one I am obsessed with. It is this gorgeous white like embroidered fabric, so soft, definitely 100% cotton. This one was pretty stained when I picked it up, and I was able to lift out most of the stains with an OxiClean bath, which is usually what I do when I bring home vintage fabrics anyway. And so I was able to lift out most of the stains. There is one stain in the center of it. What I think I would like to do is dye it. I have some fabric dye. I've been wanting to dye some things for a long time and just never really worked up the courage to do it. So I would love to go ahead and dye this maybe in like a green, and then make like a really pretty like Doan style heirloom piece out of it. So that's my thought for this one. This is about 2.5 yards here. The next one I am obsessed with. It is this brown pinstripe seersucker fabric. I don't know what this is gonna be yet. I admittedly have never worked with a seersucker before, so like I said, I don't quite know like what this will be in its final fruition, but I was really happy to see it. As soon as I saw it, I went ahead and snagged it. And I think I have about 2.5 yards here. The next one is this like plaid. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it has like a gold strip through each of the blue pieces. Really pretty. I'm thinking this would make like a really nice shirt dress. It's not that wide and it's 2 yards here. So I don't know if I'd be able to pull off a shirt dress for me or not, but it's just really soft and really gorgeous. And I kind of like these two situations together. Let me know what you think about that. Does that work? Like a, I don't know, a skirt and a top situation? Maybe. The next one is another plaid. This is again definitely a cotton, really light, really soft. I'm thinking this would be like a cute button up for my daughter. She likes the more muted colors, and so I think I can get away with this. It has a little pink in it, some blues. It's just really nice, really soft, really nice. Again, about 2 yards here. And the next one that I picked up is a linen, but it's a very slubby, I need water. It's a very like slubby textured linen, crisp white. I put it in the OxiClean bath and it got out just about any impurities that was in it. And so, yeah, I mean, you really never turn down a linen, especially not a cut of linen that costs 33 cents. You just don't do that. The next one is a pink linen. This one is super wrinkled from the wash. 2 yards, 45 white, and it's like this really soft like baby pink. Like, I don't know if the camera's picking it up properly, but just really soft, really light. This is definitely going to be like an oversized button up. I can already see it. The next one was this like vintage floral printed. There are 2 cuts of this, and I think each cut is about 2 yards, so it's about 4 yards in total. And while I think this would make again like one of like a really nice like Doan style dress, it is sheer, it's like see-through. Like you can, I'm sorry, it's see-through, and so you can see through it. It's see-through, so you can see through it, obviously. But it is see-through, so I don't know if it would work for what I'm thinking, but it's really pretty. Really pretty, and I'm sure I'll come up with something fun to make with it. And this is a really interesting like knit fabric. It feels kind of like a scuba, I don't know, a little bit different, but I can see this being like a really fitted like t-shirt, like long sleeve mock neck t-shirt for like the cooler months. It looks like it was cut and then like blanket stitched, so I don't know what exactly it was doing or being used for, or if that's how it was sold. Kind of a mystery, but I kind of like the cobalt blue with like the red stripe through it and then the white and the black. I think that works pretty well. The next one is a cut of quilting cotton and this small ditzy floral, and I love a good ditzy floral. I think I have about 1.5 yards here, so I don't know what this will be, but I love a good ditzy floral. It says Peter Pan Fabrics, whatever that is, so yeah. Went ahead and picked that one up too. And then this is another floral, but this is again a much softer like cotton. Like it doesn't crinkle, it just kind of like bunches up in your hand really nicely. This one is also really opaque, so whatever it is, it's just going to be like either you can see my bra or it's going to have to be lined. There's only about 1 yard here, and a part of me feels like this would make a really nice pillowcase just because of like how soft it is to the touch. This one is definitely some sort of polyester. It's very crinkly. Like, can you hear that? It's really crinkly, and I don't quite know what it would be, but I really like the print, and a part of me feels like this would make like a really cool like head wrap situation. It's definitely soft enough, it has like enough of that, you know, silkiness to like work with my hair. But yeah, I don't know quite what this would be, but I'm really enamored with the print. Okay, so that was all that I had gotten from that estate sale, as well as this pattern for 25 cents. It is an It's So Easy simplicity pattern, and I was getting it mainly for this look here. I love this t-shirt in the culottes look. Unfortunately, the t-shirt has been cut in a smaller size, but the culotte pattern is uncut, so I can still get that out of this package. Okay, lastly, I went to a thrift store in the area because it's not really where I live, and so whenever I'm not in my area, I do like to hit up thrift stores and see what they have. And they had 2 bundles of fabric that I picked up, which it's funny that I say that because only one's on my hanger, I'm wondering, or one's on my rack, and I'm not sure where the other one is. So 1 second, let me go find that. Okay, found it. So this fabric is a suiting fabric. It has a really faint herringbone pattern that I don't know if the camera will be able to pick up or not. It's in this gorgeous olive green color that I feel like really complements my skin. And there's a good chunk of it here. This bundle was $8. I don't know what the makeup of this is. It could be a polyester. I don't mind, but it's really soft to the touch, and I think coming into fall, or going into fall, excuse me, this would make the perfect pair of trousers. Let's guesstimate and see how much we have here.
Okay, so it runs this way because this is selvage to selvage. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so almost exactly 4 yards here, which I'm gonna be able to do some phenomenal things with. It has like a really nice drape. This is a gorgeous fabric, like gorgeous. Like this is a fabric that I would, if I saw it in the store, I'd be comfortable paying like good money for. The next thing that I saw at that fabric store was this bundle. Now this one tricked me a little bit because I thought it was all gonna be this one print, but there were 2 other fabrics wrapped into it, so it made it look like there was more of this than there actually was, which was a bummer, but it's all good. So it's this gorgeous print, and again, I think this was like a home deck fabric. It has like a floral print, and then behind the floral print, you see the beige is actually like pinstriped really faintly. So it's just really pretty, really vibrant. Again, unfortunately, this was cut in the weirdest way possible, and so once I cut off all the weird angles, I have a straight cut of 2 yards, and then I have 2 little offcuts of about ½ yard each. So in total 3 yards. I was definitely thinking with this, some sort of dress, this needs to be a dress with minimal lines, maybe like a shift dress with like a simple sleeve, just something to where you can really appreciate the beauty of this fabric. So this was in a bundle for $8, and that bundle had 3 fabrics in it. So each fabric would cost, we're gonna use the calculator because we're not mathematicians and we're seeing. Let's see. So this cost $2 and about 67 cents. The next fabric in that bundle was this pinstripe. Now, initially when I got this, it felt more like a rayon. I don't think it had been pre-washed. And so before I bring everything in the sewing room, obviously it needs to be pre-washed. Now, after pre-washing it, it's lost a lot of that initial like silkiness that I felt like it had, but it's this really pretty pink pinstripe. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm on a big pink craze lately. I'm just really feeling the color. It's not Barbie craze. Unpopular opinion, I was never that into Barbies. I'm just really into the color pink right now. This is about 2 yards, and I see this again being like a shirt like this. I love these shirts. If you've seen my video, you've probably seen me in like some sort of oversized button up multiple times. It's just one of those aesthetics that I really enjoy. So I can definitely see this being one of those things.
Lastly,
oh, and that was also $2.67. And then it was this kind of fabric that was also wedged in there. To be honest, this is not one that I would have picked out myself. It really doesn't do much for me, and honestly, I may end up giving this to my daughter just as like doll clothes fodder, because I don't know. I mean, I say that in this moment it doesn't do much for me, but who knows how I feel about it later? I don't know. But right now, like I said, it's not giving. Maybe like a pajama dress. I don't know. Maybe like some nighttime shorts and like a woven tank. Maybe I could see it being something like that. It's just not something that I would have picked out, and like I said, it was inside of the bundle, so I didn't see it when I got it. But when you divide the $8 price for the bundle by 3, this was also $2.67. And that was all of the fabric that I picked up recently from estate sales.